No.
While it is true that there are certainly potential benefits to your dog licking its injury, it is necessary to bear in mind that the dangers can surpass the benefits, particularly when dealing with big injuries. In this post, we will consider the reason dogs lick their wounds, the threats associated with wound licking, and precisely how to keep your dog from licking his own injuries. 1. The reason dogs lick their wounds. Basically, dogs lick their injuries because they can assist at faster healing and alleviate discomfort. And although licking can help the recovery treatment in some injuries, it can also trigger more harm than good. Wound licking is an instinctive reaction in dogs, and it is likewise known to be practiced by other animals such as felines, primates as well as rats. Their mouth is the only tool they have at their disposal to attempt to tidy up injuries. They cannot use the medicine cabinet along with getting some antibacterial by themselves, so they use the only method they have gotten, their mouth. It is the only method they comprehend how to help themselves recuperate. Why licking? Their saliva consists of some useful products that clean up and accelerates recovery. It consists of a protein called tissue factor, likewise, referred to as platelet tissue element, that can be beneficial to promote blood clots. Dog saliva also includes opioorphin, an endogenous chemical compound, which has the effect of a painkiller. 2. The history behind injury licking. The belief that dog saliva can help recover injuries goes all the way back to the ancient Egyptians. They believed that being licked by a dog, especially on an open injury, helped in healing as well as remedy diseases. Those approaches are no longer used anymore thanks to modern-day medication, yet our dogs still do, and while licking their small wounds might not produce much of an issue, the substantial ones can. Although wound licking may offer certain benefits, there are some significant dangers included. Wound licking can reduce the recovery process, and in some cases, it can make things much even worse by causing infections. Dogs have billions of germs inside their mouth, and most of them have the possibility to cause infections. Harmless bacteria such as Pasteurella can create severe infections if presented into an injury. The friction activated by licking can in addition expose old injuries by breaking down cells. That can leave them prone to infection and debris and decrease the healing procedure entirely. Surgical procedure sites are especially unsafe when it comes to licking, considered that it can break down stitches as well as resume the injury. Surgical treatment injuries are typically big in addition to deep, so the chances of infection are quite high if your dog tends to lick the area. 3. Ways to keep your dog from licking their wounds. When it refers to stopping your dog from licking its wounds, you can utilize an e-collar or a bandage. If your dog has really had surgery, your vet may provide you with an e-collar and instructions on how long to keep it on before sending you back home with your dog. Nobody values the cone of shame. It is essential to keep in mind that in the long run, it is for their own good. When it concerns smaller-sized injuries, you can utilize a plaster to prevent your dog from licking the affected location. Nevertheless, it is essential to bear in mind that some dogs will attempt to remove their bandage and start licking the injury the minute you are not looking. If you are concerned relating to any kind of injuries on your dog, talk with your vet. They will have the capability to access your dog's injury, provide you treatment choices if relevant, and allow you to acknowledge which method is proper for safeguarding versus wound licking. And if you are not a fan of e-collars, I do not believe anybody is. Ask your veterinarian if any one of the choices would certainly be proper. Depending upon where your dog's injury is, they may be able to advise an option to an e-collar that is not rather as invasive. If the dog has a small injury, usage diversion methods such as brain games or food puzzles to keep your dog busy. Keep an eye on your dog when they are not actively occupied with doing something, considering that they may go right back to licking their wound.